Remember when this show was all about movie premieres, concerts, amazing parties, crazy pop-up events, and the fun LA lifestyle we usually live? I took you guys along to my own movie sets, and we could face challenges like making a band or organizing our very own film premiere. Well, who needs that when the coronavirus gave us the possibility to create content like this?
We never see the actual light of this place actually go on, even though we do see it turn off many times. Do you think it's sometime around 23, like since it goes off at 3:23, that it turns on at like 7:23 or 6:23 or something like that?
We actually have to go sit outside at 6:23 or 7:23 too.
I can do that. We're usually doing something during that, so. Hello, Voiders. And welcome to a fresh edition of I Eat Sundays, starting on a Saturday. Oh my god, there's someone on the roof of the fish place. Are they reopening soon? What is going on? What do you think is going on?
I think she's just cleaning up a bit.
Oh? I was thinking this was much more exciting than it is.
Okay, she's throwing a secret underground party.
That's more like it. That's more like it.
And we will crash it.
Yeah! Okay.
Now I had the time of my life. Though I never been before. Yes, I swear it's so true that I hold on to you from the side. And I hold on to you.
Now leave her up.
Sorry, I had like side boob.
I can't wait for the jump now. Okay, we gotta start this one really soon. So today is the first day. They are easing the lockdown rules in its second phase. And today you can actually get a haircut and stuff, and you can go to the mall. And you can also eat at places that have a patio outside. Isn't this the perfect time to eat somewhere with a patio outside? Look guys, he's walking with a Nordic walking stick. This actually happens these days. People walk through the streets of Toronto with Nordic walking sticks.
Look how fast paced they are. Oh my god, this Nordic walking stick makes so much sense. If somebody put a bullet through his head, that would make more sense.
So this is happening now. I've been hearing a lot of crap, but I haven't watched a single review to know why people are saying that it's not that great. I'm waiting to see it myself. What do you think?
I don't know why we're watching something that everybody says is not good.
But it could be. I mean, we have two great actors in it.
No, let's give it a
And a
shot.
scary house.
I should have left. No, you should have left. We all should have left. But we still had the chance. Now it's too late. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about.
So, you should have left. Well, unlike most people on this website, I actually liked this one. I didn't see that many problems with it. This is a movie made by David Koepp, and he's actually more famous for his writings. He wrote Mission Impossible and Jurassic Park, all sorts of amazing films. Also, The Secret Window, I think he directed that even. There's just like this whole list of movies that he made, like Spider-Man and so on. And this is less explosive and less dramatic than the other things that you would expect from him, but it still serves its purpose really well. It stars Amanda Seyfried and Kevin Bacon. Here's a fun fact for you guys. Nicolas Cage was originally supposed to play Kevin Bacon's character. I don't know for what reasons he got replaced by Kevin Bacon, but hey, I'll take it. Like, even though Nicolas Cage is my favorite actor, I really care for Kevin Bacon. And anyway, so you have this married couple, Theo and Susanna, and they have this kid, also played by Avery Tew Essex, who I have to say for a child performance was totally fine. She just acted like a child, which is kind of exactly what we want from child performances. There was nothing wrong with her whatsoever. They go on this family vacation in Wales, and their marriage has some kind of problems, and when they end up in this house where really, really weird things start happening, things get a little spooky. And I have to admit, yeah, this is a very slow burn. Definitely. This is definitely a slow burn. Like, if you don't like movies that progress slowly, you are going to have a really bad time with this one. But if you have a bit of patience, you will definitely find some creative ideas and some interesting things. However, I do have to say, some of the things that happen in this movie actually, you really see them coming from a mile away. Like, some of the scares, are going to come around the corner, like, exactly. I don't want to get into spoilers, but you've seen some of the things that happen in this movie many times before. And that's kind of what annoys me a little bit. Also, there's a bit like most Blumhouse productions, there's kind of an oversaturation on jump scares again. And also, even jump scares you actually really do see coming from a mile away as well. But in all of this, you sometimes really have the feeling that this movie is walking like a very thin line of actually being spooky and mysterious, but always like on the brink to go nowhere. It's like really crafted like this very fragile house of cards, but the movie never
gets too ridiculous, and the movie doesn't really make any bad decisions. It's just sometimes just a tad bit too generic, and you do feel for these characters. You do feel for Kevin Bacon and Amanda Seyfried, but they have like these tragic background stories in their lives, and but somehow you just wish you know a bit more about them, just a tiny bit. It wouldn't have hurt just like fleshing these characters out a bit more. Like, it was all in all really good. It's just that it could have been so much better. This could have been like one of the best movies of the year, but we have a fascinating little Twilight Zone kind of horror film with a slow burn and amazing performances. The story's cool. Some of the tropes are a little generic and too chewed up and cliche, but all in all, if you're a horror fan and enjoy and can take a slow-paced movie, this should be right up your alley. Now, once again, let us look at our chart. You Should Have Left doesn't really do a huge impact on our top 5 or anything like that at all. It generally just maybe creates more middle ground in our chart, if you will. Just kind of putting itself right with the all right movies of the year so far. Like, it's sitting there well between The Wretched and Horse Girl, Color Out of Space, and Clown Fear. Those are like the generally good movies. You can't really do. You're not doing anything wrong with watching. So this like just filled the middle ground of our chart very well. I wonder how it'll look like next week. So we were just thinking, in movies there's that trope of like the old man, or like this really.
He doesn't have to be old.
He doesn't have to be old. He just has to be this really grouchy person. And wait, and I'm gonna fuck. Okay, it just has to be this really grouchy person, and he's all like pulled back, and he's always going meh, meh.
No, but
Meh. Like, what would you even call that?
yeah, he wants to be with himself. Like, he wants to be alone and pulled back. He wants to be, but then he needs to have something to do with the world, and then he's like, you're leashing out at me.
Yeah.
And like, did you guys think that there is a word for
Yeah,
it?
is there a word for this trope?
No, there isn't. People are just going to make up words, but there is no word for this.
We'll see. Maybe somebody will come up with something in the comments.
Okay,
No.
I challenge you.
I challenge you too.
And I challenge you. And myself, of course.
So, for today's trailer reaction, I was thinking we do something we haven't done for quite some time now, which is pay attention to indie filmmakers. This is actually very cool. This is the first movie that came out of quarantine days. Like, this was entirely shot under lockdown. It's called Social Distance, and it has like a few of my friends in it too. My buddy Jed Rowan, who played Pretty Boy in Blind, is in this. You might also know him from The Incredible Bulk, or was it The Amazing Bulk? I don't remember. And other very fun things. Also, Sherry Davis is in this, so there's a lot of familiar faces in my life in this movie, so I am really looking forward to how they made this lockdown film happen. So it's a movie made by Luciano Barzuglia, written and directed by. He also made the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde remake in 2017. So let's check this one out. I am really curious to see what they've been up to.
here goes.
You want to kill off the last man who knows the truth about any of us.
Oh, that was easy to film during lockdown.
Because I helped them.
You want to silence me? Is that it?
Don't you get it? They're watching us. Right now, they can see you. They're watching everything we do.
Oh,
Now we are in the
it's a big conspiracy situation.
This is information they can get Pinto. Saving my company.
So I'm getting like a lot of
had a dark side.
unfriended vibes here, since like this is basically an entire Zoom conversation almost, but I'm liking the simplicity and
Whoever killed him knows that you.
the serious tone of it.
Truth gets you killed.
I'm willing to take that chance.
Of course you are, Jed. Of course you are.
Talk this through.
I'm interested. The trailer is not really giving away too much yet. But this could be very interesting. So I am definitely going to be checking this out once it becomes available. And I wonder if we're ever going to see a premiere of this, like if theaters are going to open in time for that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, and I'll let you know when it's going to be out. I don't think there's going to be a lot of people talking about this just yet, but I hope they will are. So, you know, I always support indie film. So let's hope this gets some attention.
So this is kind of the last couple of minutes of really bad quarantine, like when we could hardly leave the house at all. Next week we're entering phase 2 here in Toronto. It's actually already started, but I gotta still wait like 2-3 days to see how it develops before I go outside and shop or some things like that, or eat somewhere. So no, it's not on. Good. Next week, we'll be seeing a lot of Toronto. I can promise you that. The Sundays are going to start getting a bit more entertaining and more worldly again, and not just a fucking apartment. So that's good, don't you think? Okay, my hunch is that this thing is going to go on at 7:10. What if it's too bright and we can't see it turn on? Or do you think we'll
We'll always see it.
Until 7:10 passes, it's still 7:10.
You have your camera ready? Is it on the whole time?
Yeah, it's on the whole time. There we go! It happens at 7:10. Guys, the mystery has been solved. Yeah. The mystery of when the light goes on has been solved. It happens at 7:10.
I can't believe we actually witnessed it.
We figured it
I saw
out.
it go on.
We figured it out.
I saw it go on.
And, oh yeah, by the way, I also have Jessica Cameron documenting every time they change the sign back at home in LA.
Really?
Yeah.
You can show me.
And it's been changed for a second time now since our absence, and this is what it looks like. Yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. So, next week's going to be a lot more adventurous than the last two, since shit's open and stuff. And yeah, I hope you liked this I hope you enjoyed the series of closed-spaced quarantine Sundays, because next week we're moving to semi-quarantine.
We're venturing out.
We're venturing out, and I'm outie.
Go to drug, go to school, go to school to be a lawyer or a doctor. Don't give a fuck about your life, fuck it up, yeah. Wasted potential every day, that's how I roll. You don't even look at me, cause I'm a motherfucking troll. You don't care, you don't see me. I don't give a fuck living life, that's how we be.